I don't think anybody has any concerns about Tennessee's offense. In fact, unless you're just the most optimistic fan out there, it's way better than you probably thought. Especially the quarterback and receiver in the passing game aspect of it. But just what you've seen from the defense just doesn't inspire any confidence with them going on the road. Tennessee could win this game, like you said, Hubbard. It wouldn't shock me, but it'll be an absolute shootout, in my opinion. If they do. I don't. It's hard for me to envision a scenario where they don't need to score 38 or 40 if they're going to win, just based off what we've seen from the defense in 3 SEC games.
Yeah, I think, Austin, the perplexing thing about Tennessee defensively, and I think you said it best in a conversation we had. It's either really, really good or it's not very good defensively. Is that you continue to hear coaches and players, say that they've got to communicate better, they've got to trust each other more back there. They simply have to execute things better. I think that's the perplexing part. Edris Farouk's not played a lot of football. Okay, but Turrentine has. Jalen McMurray has. Boo Carter has. Colton Hood's the new guy, but he's played as well as anybody. And Redmond is a new guy back there. I'm a little surprised that they seem to be having this cohesive issue in the back end of the secondary at the halfway point of the season.
Yeah, I think they kind of are who they are at this point. I think there's hope that people would get some people healthy, or you would see some kids grow up. Ty Redmond outside of the Georgia game I think played pretty well out there on an island most of the year, and even in the Georgia game, some of those throws by Gunnar Stockton, you said it to me on Monday, Hubs. He's not made any like that since. He just dropped him in a bucket that night and played fantastic. And the back end is the back end. I don't think there's help coming. Can they mask it? I think the only way you can mask it is by just bringing more pressure and trying to put opposing quarterbacks off platform to the point where you force them into bad mechanics and bad throws. I think if you're Tennessee, I think that's probably the way you've got to go and try to succeed defensively, and continue to hope that you can be opportunistic on defense and force turnovers and stall teams out and force them to kick field goals, because I think teams are going to drive the ball in Tennessee 20-20.
That's the thing. If you're not creating a couple of takeaways, you're in trouble. And it's funny, Tennessee still found a way to win on Saturday, where they had 3 takeaways, only scored 1 touchdown off those takeaways. So that was good. But look at Mississippi State. You don't win that game without those 2 defensive touchdowns, right? You don't win that game without Tennessee's defense getting out there and making stuff happen. I think as far as the zone coverage, and I don't pretend to be a football coach, trust me when I say this, but it seems like they're playing so far back sometimes. You can play up. You don't have to play up and press man, but you can play up. You don't have to back up 10 yards and play in zone off your man. Also, I see too many times, specifically on rewatch, where they just get lost in zone coverage, or they let their eyes trail. They're watching the quarterback, or they're watching and following a receiver out of your zone, and then something comes right back in and replacing it. Again, sometimes that happens, right? You're never going to be perfect, but through 6 games, that's a little bit alarming. So I agree with Austin. I think you are who you are. Defensively, you're a team that's going to give up a lot, but you're also going to create a lot. And, it's up to the offense to take advantage of that, like it's done in the past, and go and try to win football games that way. Because for as bad as the defense has looked at times, man, they are back there harassing the quarterback and taking the football away. It's up to the offense to take advantage of that.
Yeah, I hear what all y'all are saying. I guess my point was I'm just surprised that that you continue to hear that they're having communication issues and guys are not, quote, on the same page back there. They don't seem to be on the same page all the time. Given the fact that it's not like they're playing 4 freshmen back there. And the 2 newcomers are probably playing better than anybody is. That's the part that I get, that there's no help coming and you're not going to change personnel. I'm just surprised that the experienced personnel seems to be the group that is playing the poorest, I guess is the best way to say it, of anybody back there in the secondary. That's the one I didn't have on my bingo card in August, is that those 3 guys, those 3 positions would be the 3 positions that struggle: safety and the 2 safety spots and the star spot.
Yeah, and I would agree with that. The star position, McMurray's flashed at times, certainly. I feel like, Rob, when Boo Carter's out there to start, he went through about a 6-quarter stretch from UAB to I don't know, Mississippi State, whatever game came after that, where I thought he was playing some pretty good defense. But I mean, really, for the most of the season, Boo just looks kind of lost out there in coverage, right? He's come up and made some good tackles. I'd say he's probably one of the better tacklers on this football team. Boo's kind of just been lost at times, and it's just it's just the middle of the field. Georgia against Tennessee for years, and some other teams. I mean, it's middle of the field's open, and it's halfway through the season, communication certainly has something to do with that, with those safeties, star, and linebackers.
Yeah, I mean, I think Boo certainly had some moments where when you have a bust or mess up in open space like it's going to happen at that position, it shows up. So I mean, it gets magnified.
Yeah.
A bad angle or kind of if you blow a coverage. But it's been way more than just one position. I mean, you can. Stats don't tell the whole story, but this, halfway through the season, they paint a pretty good picture. And opposing quarterbacks are completing 67% of their passes against Tennessee. I mean, there's a lot of bad passing numbers for this defense, but that's an ugly one. I mean, that's a result of soft coverage. But and Hubbard, it would be one thing that they were keeping things in front of them and dropping guys on the spot, but they are not doing that.
Not a very good tackling team, Rob.
And I don't know, and maybe that goes to the communication issue. Maybe guys are out of position. Maybe after when they're taking, because they're out of position, they're taking bad angles. But I don't know what all the numbers are. Maybe it's just perception, but it seems to me like there's a lot of yak going on in the passing game.
Yeah, I mean, they're just not playing it very well. And the question is, what can they do to help it if there's not new personnel coming, Austin? Do you simplify things? Do you play? And I don't know how complicated they are back there. I mean, I think that's the part that's a little bit that we're all trying to figure out is why that it seems to be that they're having the struggles that they're having back there, kind of tying it all together.
Do they miss a vocal leader? You go back. I mean, Jalen McCullough was a vocal guy. I think that even Will Brooks could be a vocal guy. Andre Turntine's more of a reserve kid. Like, that's just not in his. It does not feel like it's in his DNA to be one that's barking out stuff. I don't think either one of the newcomers are doing that, and I don't think Idris Farouk's to a point. Do they miss that? I don't know the answer to that. I mean, maybe it's yes, maybe it's no. It's just from the outside looking in, it makes me wonder: do they miss somebody that kind of can, I mean, Arion Carter is that in the middle of the defense. I'm not sure he is that towards the back. So do they have that? Do they miss that? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either. I mean, the bottom line for this defense is, and this is the part that's got to be just driving all of them over there crazy, is that they're getting a bunch of teams in third and long, but teams are converting third and long as frequently as they're converting third and short against Tennessee right now, which is the most problematic stat when you look at all of them. Because I mean, if you have 4 more third and long stops in SEC play, you're not in overtime in Starkville. You've won against Georgia, and you've blown out Arkansas. I mean, or you beat them by multiple scores. I mean, it doesn't take a lot, but they're giving up way too many third and longs right now.
Yeah, and I don't think they have to go from god awful to awesome, right? They just have to be better than god awful, which is what they've been to this point in the year. I mean, like, they don't have to have like drastic improvement. Can you improve a little bit?
Yeah, if you're scoring 40 points a game in SEC play at AP, I mean, to your point, yeah, you don't have to be, one of Nick Saban's best Alabama defenses to win games. I mean, just hold teams to, 4 touchdowns.
The third and fourth down stat against a Power 4 opponents when it's 3rd and 7 or long. Brett and I wrote a story on a Saturday night. Some alarming stats in there. I mean, it's bad, man. But to your point, you're exactly right. I mean, when you're scoring at the rate that this offense is scoring, man, you don't have to be like you were last year. Like, you just need to continue doing what you're doing, sacking the quarterback, creating turnovers, and just making some more stuff, getting off the field, and trading in some more touchdowns for field goals in the red area. And that's something that Tennessee, again, going back to that story we were talking about, has not done a good enough job yet.
Well, and that's the thing when you look at it. I mean, we sit here and you spend 12 minutes on this podcast, and you put Tennessee's defense 8 feet in the ground and tamped it all down and written them completely off. Rob said it earlier. I mean, Tennessee can go absolutely win this game. They don't have to go down there and pitch some kind of crazy shutout, as you were saying, AP, to win the game. That's the fascinating part about this, is if you're just a little bit better here and there you can go on the road and absolutely win this game on Saturday. And that's not a slight against Alabama, but that's where this conference is right now. And that's where Tennessee offensively can give you an opportunity to win every game you're in, and defensively just make a couple of more plays. And all of a sudden you're in a very different spot right now. I mean, they're a missed field goal away from being undefeated and in the top 7 nationally is where they are right now.
Well, AP, it's just one of those things to where, like, I've said it several times, you can never count Tennessee out of any ball game because of the offense and the way it's scoring. You can never, ever, as much as you want to, like, get frustrated, in my opinion, if you're a fan, and give up on Tennessee's defense, in my opinion, you can never give up on that group, because you know what they can do the next play? Sack the quarterback, force fumble, give the football back to the offense. Like it is high, it is low, but it's almost like you can't count that unit out because they've been so opportunistic defensively.